How did you decide to train chest today?
I was talking to Jose, and I said, "Hey, Jose, what do you want to train?" And he said, "How about chest?" I said, "Well, Monday's International Chest Day, so sure, why not?"
We decided, since both of us are, it's not our strongest body part, appearance-wise anyway. And last time we trained together, we did back, that we should focus on chest and try to really kill it today and focus on the weakest part.
So by this time tomorrow, chest should be your strongest body part, correct? Make some gains today, guys. Come on. All right. But do you find that since, you know, chest is an area that you both had to work harder on, have you evolved pretty similar training styles to make it grow, as opposed to what the average guy who doesn't have to work as hard might be doing for chest?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know what everybody else does for chest, but I mean, Jose and I, it seems like our training philosophy is kind of similar in general. It's just like, okay, you know, let's move some weight. Let's do, you know, not enough sets and just beat it up, and that should do the trick.
Right. Everyone's looking for a magic trick. I get questions every day of my life. What do I do to do this? Just train hard. Beat the muscle up, feed it, rest it, do it again. That's it. There's no magic to this.
Even when people, you know, like they'll ask you, like say online, they'll post their workout and say, well, I do, you know, X number of sets of this and these many exercises, and like, is that okay? I'm like, I don't know, it really doesn't matter. It's not really what you do so much as how you do it. So, you know, if you could possibly pick 2 exercises, and depending on how you do them, it could be much more, you know, adequate than doing, you know, a whole host of other things and incorporate a bunch of different techniques. So I don't know, it's all I think in how you do it.
Was that a warm-up set, Evan?
Well, you don't need to warm up that much.
You jumped right into 110.
We just did 5, so we're pretty warm, you know.
All right. You know what you're doing.
I'm gonna go a little heavier, but there's no, like, I don't feel like I need to start with like 80s or something, you know. I'm ready.
Right on. It's good to be young.
I will say though, I start to feel that, like, when I was younger, I could just walk in and put 4 plates on the squat bar and just squat. Not a chance now.
Jose used to do that all the time.
It takes me about a half an hour to get there. Yep.
So is this a more recent development for you, just over the past couple of years, that you'll start with an isolation move to pre-exhaust a little?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like when I was younger, whether it was squatting, you know, okay, just walk in and throw, you know, 4 plates on the bar. Okay, let's squat. Or either you walk in and throw 3-4 plates on the bench. Okay, I'm ready to work out. Now, you know, and I've been really fortunate not to have any type of acute injury, but you know, I've definitely had some kind of nagging pains and, you know, kind of chronic little stuff that could maybe potentially become, you know, an acute injury if I'm not careful. So, in the name of just trying to be safe, you know, try to ease into stuff.
Okay. And next thing, you did incline dumbbell presses.
Yeah.
And do you like to set the bench pretty low, a low incline? Do you find that hits the area better, the upper chest better for you?
Yeah, just to avoid putting too much front delt into it. My delts aren't the problem, it's my chest, so I'm trying to hit that. And this gym has some heavy dumbbells, so we were able to go pretty heavy, up to 130s, and where my other gym doesn't have those.
Right.
So it was fun. I wanted that to be a priority today, to use those big dumbbells.
I like the moderate incline too. I like it. Like he said, it takes a little, you know, it takes a little bit of the shoulders out of it.
Your gym, they go to like 180s or something, or 200s?
Yeah, 200, but
jeez.
I have no use for those.
There you go.
Nice. Channeling some power from DLB. Slapping her ass right now.
Hey now.
Yep.
Strong team.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Yep, come on.
From there, you went to everybody's favorite, apparently, barbell flat bench press.
Oh yeah.
And, how do you guys do these differently from the way you might have done them, 10 years ago?
10 years ago, I wanted to see how much I could do. Now I want to see how much I can get out of it.
I still want to see how much I can do.
Yeah, because he's my age 10 years ago. Makes sense.
If that's true, you would have done them first.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's
I'm
true.
sure.
But I want to do as much as I can, being, considered, wherever it is in the workout. No matter what I do, I want to do as much as I can.
Yeah, safely.
And effectively. Good. You go. Hey, keep going. Up, another one. Up.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Yep. Yeah.
Come on. Come on. 7. Yep. Up. 9. Come on. Balls in. Push. Push.
From there, it was the hammer strength machine, I believe.
Yeah, that thing was awesome.
Hammer strength flat press.
Almost like a fly press with a motion that brings it in.
Yeah.
So it was a good squeeze. We were able to move pretty quick through it, do a drop set. Wasn't a lot of changing except for wiping Mark's bodily fluids off there. Give him strength.
Right on.
I grew up here.
The thicker you are, the more of a pain in the ass to get in and out of that machine.
A little difficult. You kind of got to get one side started first, and then.
Well, you do. Most people who are not that thick would just pop right in there and get going. Yeah.
Ass down. There you go. Alright. Got blue everywhere. That's what happens when blue blood.
And I believe you guys finished up with a superset that was your idea, Evan, correct?
Yeah.
Now, is that something you've been doing for a while, or you do occasionally? You've been doing for a while?
Yeah, actually, I used to superset push-ups with another movement, whether flies or dips or maybe a hammer strength. I used to do that years ago, and it just popped in my head the other day. I said, oh, wait a minute, I forgot I used to do that. That was really good. So I started doing it again. I like push-ups. I think in combination with, as part of a superset, I think they're really, I think they're really good.
So you guys have both been making progress with your chest over the past few years. How much progress do you think you've made versus 5 years ago, and how much more progress do you still think you need to make?
I don't know. I don't know if you can gauge it necessarily in terms of inches or things like that. It's just really like today I came in and I took my shirt up. I said, wow, my chest looks good. Okay, it's pumped, and maybe a combination of that and maybe my waist not being as big as maybe it could be. Wow, it makes my chest look a lot better. So how much better can it look? I don't know. It's tough to say. How much better could it look? I mean, it could certainly stand to, it could definitely use improvement, sure.
I mean, you guys both have enormous shoulders and arms. I mean, does that visually make it a little tougher to have a good chest when you have these enormous shoulders and arms?
I think so. Yeah, I think it dwarfs. The shoulders and arms might kind of overpower it. But at the same time, I think if if genetically you have stronger arms and shoulders, you tend to maybe use them more during the training. Versus guys, if you have a stronger chest, maybe you're more likely to use. It's easier for you to use it. So I don't know. What do you think?
I agree 100%. It's rare that you see someone with a massive chest and massive arms. It's usually one or the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Even Phil Heath was had issues with his chest up until just recently because his arms were so massive. And Ronnie Coleman was the only guy that had huge arms and chest.
Huge everything.
And back and legs.
Yeah, and that's Ronnie Coleman.
Right.
For the most part, my arms grow just from warming up. It's hard to isolate the chest. I've gotten much better over the years. The more that I've gotten away from trying to be a power lifter in here and focusing on the chest, the better it's gotten. But still, it can be drastically improved, and then you stand next to someone with triple D chest, and you're still going to look small. So, yeah, I can always get better. I'm going to get better. But measuring how much better, who knows? As long as it meshes well with my physique, that's all that matters.
Okay, last question, and I know this is something we covered in an article that's coming up in MD about everyone getting ready for the Arnold. It's part of Team MD, but just thought you guys should share it here with the website viewers too. It's how, when you found out about the Arnold Classic, obviously, Evan, you already knew there was an open Arnold Classic. There always has been. So I'm going to ask each of you, what was the decision process for you as far as doing this show? So start with you, Jose.
Well, being both MD athletes, we're required to do the Arnold Classic.
Oh, okay.
That aside, it's our first year opportunity as 212s to do it. So it would be kind of foolish for me not to do it. Plus, I had Flex Lewis texting me every day. You gonna do it? You gonna do it? Come on, bro. You gotta do it. Come on, mate. So, I was gonna do it. I intended to do it. It's just something I've never done. Like, train all year, then only get to rest a few weeks, and then start a prep again for a major event. So it's gonna be challenging, but I love challenges, and it's such a great event, and great to be part of it. I had to do it. I think anyone who's not doing it is a wuss guy. And
Poor guy.
And we're going to put on a good show, and hopefully it grows next year and more people do it. They're putting out the money, we got to go collect it. So.
Yeah. All right, Evan, your decision process was not as simple, correct?
Yeah, I mean, initially after the Olympia, I was thinking, all right, I got done with the show, and I'm looking at everybody. I'm thinking, geez, I feel like I just need to be bigger and thicker, and maybe I would benefit most from just going back to the gym, eating up, trying to get up to a size, that I haven't gotten to in a couple of years. Just have a big, heavy, sturdy off season, and I started working towards that, and then. Steve called me and he said, hey, I really think you should do the Arnold. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. And I wasn't sure at first. And then we talked further, and I kind of kicked the idea around in my head. And even Chris and I talked about it a bit. And Chris said, well, either way, you do it, you'll be at your best. And I said, you think I could be better, even considering the short time frame, you think I could be better than I was at the Olympia? And he said, yeah, undoubtedly. I said, well, maybe it's not a bad idea. Maybe coming off the Olympia, I didn't have a chance to get, too far out of shape. Maybe it could be good. You're not competing close together, but it's not that far apart. It's not like you're having this big, long off season, and plus, You know, like Steve had mentioned, you know, you have a lot of fans that want to see you compete. You know, they want to see you out there. You know, and, you know, in the end, it's the Arnold. You know, it's a great show. So, well, you know what? Maybe you're right. Yeah, screw it. You know, let's do it. You know, if it ends up being a total failure, then, well, you know, I tried it and I satisfied my curiosity. But I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be really good, and I'm actually really looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right.